The Allies continued their advances eastwards, with the River Seine being their next major objective. Along their advanced route, they encountered escaping German troops, some of whom had no idea what was going on. However, they also confronted determined German troops who had moved westwards towards the pocket in an effort to free their own forces. This resulted in many piecemeal and costly skirmishes for both sides in the final days of August 1944. For this year's reenactment, the situation you see in front of you now is the scenario from those late August 1944 days. A mixed group of German soldiers who escaped the pocket, moving eastwards, aiming to avoid the enemy and reach German-friendly controlled lines, are out in the middle of the field. Survival was the objective for these soldiers. In front of you, to the left of the main crossroads and village, a small detachment of German troops have broken cover. They move closer to the Seine River. They are on edge and know that potentially their enemy are everywhere. They come out into the open and they know they are exposed to enemy counterattack. Allied troops had moved further eastwards and outflanked the Germans. It's time for them to halt and turn westwards once more, with the aim of halting any German advances at key points such as this crossroads and nearby village, which will provide escape and cover for the German enemy. On the right of the field, ladies and gentlemen, you can see a small detachment of British troops pressing forwards. Mostly foot soldiers, but with heavy armour before. They're going to press forwards to try to take the crossroads. British Airborne on the back have a 6-pounder moving forward to take up position. Right, 2 groups of British forces are now pressing forward, guided by the French resistance who know the area and are able to give the best advice on how to tackle this village. The Germans realise that they need to cross across this open ground to get closer to the relative safety of the village. They send in initial troops along the flanks, but cover exists to protect them from enemy aircraft. Their armour is ready to exploit any escape route, and an exchange of fire commences. The Allied troops have spotted the enemy activity and move in to engage. Their plan is to draw the enemy out of cover and call in artillery to help destroy the German armour. They launch an attack group towards the Germans. Dominance of this village is key for both sides. British troops push forward and forward again. Their eye on the German troops in the foreground. They haven't seen yet the reinforcements of German troops to the rear by the trees. Along the flanks, the Germans are moving forward. By the tree line, we have German armour, hoping to hold the area there. They also have a machine gun emplacement. The Germans do not know how far other Allied troops may be advancing into their deeper flanks, but they know they must defeat their enemy and buy time for more of their camaraderie to escape eastwards. Two German half-tracks have dropped more troops into the field, but then pressed back to give more information, and possibly to gain more armour to come into this battle. The British forces press forward with a fire and move action. One troop firing while the other group moves forwards. They then take over the firing and the first group moves forward again. All the time they're pressing onwards towards the crossroads. The German troops for their turn are lying close to the ground, waiting. We still have that very dangerous German troop to the rear, to the flanks, with both armour, machine guns and yet more troops. Radio messages have been relayed, and if you look far to the right, you will see we have American troops coming in with an armoured car and tank. With the heavier armour of the Americans behind them, the British troops hope they can hold the crossroads and retake the village. The main German forces are out into the open, streaming towards the village where they can take advantage of more cover. At the same time, the varied Allied troops in the area, both British and American, move to the sound of the fighting, but also advance forwards. The fighting erupts all across the open ground as the battle is in full swing. The outcome hangs in the balance for both sides. Away to the right of the field, more Americans are coming in, moving forward in jeeps. Having spotted the machine guns and troops by the tree line, it is the French resistance who are now on their knees firing at them. More British troops press forward also to engage this ferocious enemy. They suddenly realise the danger is now on two flanks, across the field and to the trees. The Germans know they have only one chance to engage this enemy and halt their offensive power. They need to tie them down, which will buy time for the other camaraden elsewhere. The Allies, for their part, have strength behind them and can feed more and more resources into this area, something that is pressing underway. The artillery has played a key role in weakening the enemy. The British are pressing forward again. They know they have to clear the front line of Germans before the American armour can press forward with the advantage. of the German vehicles are slowly retreating, providing cover for the troops behind. But MG-34s are being fought forward, hoping to knock out some of the American armour. The British have pressed forward again and soon will have to move aside to allow the American forces to come through. At the same time, the Germans to the rear of the field cling to the ground, though it looks as though their front line are having to retreat. Some surrender, some make for escape. Enemies are taken, prisoners are taken. Later they will be interrogated for vital information. Still, pockets of Germans are holding on, falling back, taking cover, trying to escape. As both sides focus on the crossroads of village, the losses to the Germans from this combined and increasingly heavy attack takes its toll. Ground strikes hit their mark, but the German forces start to weaken in their offensive power. The ground assault is proving too much for this ad hoc group. However, the smaller groups on the flanks are still bravely fighting and starting to push on to the Allied defenders there. Two German half-tracks try once again, pressing into the bottom left-hand side of the field. This may be an offensive move, it may be defensive, giving their troops cover while they can retreat back to German-friendly lines. Hugging close to the trees, the American cadets move forward to intercept the German offensive on the flank. Medics move in to take away the injured. Many of the French resistance have been hit by the Germans and lie in the field. In front of the half-tracks, remaining German forces press forward once again on foot. They still have weapons, they still have firepower, and they still have an eagerness to preserve their escape. With German losses mounting at the crossroads of village, the Allies begin to overwhelm the enemy there. This key objective must be taken and held. Two German half-tracks have once again come to the middle of the field, engaging the Americans. This is both offensive to try and knock out the American armour. It's also defensive to draw attention away from their troops down on the flank, who are still bravely fighting. The Allies can sense victory and need to hammer that home, but at the same time, small German groups manage to push the weaker Allied forces on the flanks. It's like some of the enemy will manage to escape. With the cover of their half-tracks and their armour, they hope to run back into the woods and go and rejoin other forces elsewhere and try to find another route out and back to the homeland. British forces push forward again, taking the village, using the buildings as cover, and at the same time searching for any remaining Germans behind. Under the cover of the trees, a small group of German forces are still holding on, still aiming either to fight their own way out or to draw fire, giving comrades a chance to escape to the rear. Away to the far left, a few Germans are escaping. They're half-track retreating to the rear of the field, giving them cover as they do. Other German vehicles are taken. As the heat of the battle begins to die down now, the clearing of the crossroads and village begins. The wounded are tended to. The prisoners are searched for vital intelligence material. The Americans see the Germans escaping at the far end of the field. They aim to do one more push, either to obliterate them or at least halt their retreat. The last few remaining Germans realise the futility of their attempts and surrender. Some will not give up, some will fight to the end. But maybe a number of them have managed to escape. The Allied moves here have overwhelmed the German attempts, with their strength winning the day. However, the eventual outcome of the war is not yet secure. Many more confrontations like the one you've just witnessed today, costing thousands of lives on both sides, will have to take place before the Allied forces were able to claim victory.